Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 11 of Black Canvas Grappling. Now, if you do want to play TEW 2020, you can find a link to purchase that in the description below. So make sure you get the game on full release, and if it's a bit past then, well, you can always just get it anytime you wish. So make sure you use the affiliate link down below in the description. Now, let's advance forward, because I'm really excited to actually record this episode. I've kind of been thinking of what we're going to do for our main event. It's kind of expected. Now, our main sort of storyline at the moment is, of course, Bunraku Tori taking on Finley O'Faraday, or Big Bruiser Finley, as he's known in Japan. And it's going to sort of follow on from last episode. Of course, we had TEW Toshasai being essentially beaten down by most, or if not all of our members of import. But here we have Furusawa taking Koyo Kinoshita under his wing as a protege. That's really good. They also have the exact same personality. I'm wondering if that actually had some sort of correlation to him becoming the protege. That's really good to see. And of course, I think they're both former Golden Canvas. I think Kinoshita was one of the last graduates. So that's pretty cool. Even though in some sort of way, oh, that's not good. My minor rib backfired and failed. Anyway, hopefully we get a few more of those, mentor protege links coming out soon, because we do have a lot of young lions, a lot of rookies and guys that are in their first couple of years in the industry. Now, for our main event, we're going to go with a tag team match. We're going to have Shining Force, of course, Tori and Toshasai, and they're going to be taking on Giant Brody and Animal Haka. Now, I don't think we've done this match yet. Yeah, we haven't done it. So I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm expecting it to do pretty well. Toshasai is going to get a little bit of revenge from last week as well. Can we call the match? That's an interesting question. 68 psychology for Brody and 69 for Haka. You know what? I think we can actually call it. I think we can. Alright. That should be a pretty big victory there for the Shining Force. Let's have an angle afterwards, and we're going to have Big Bruiser Finley come down and get into Bunraku Tori's face. I mean, it doesn't need to be scripted, but there we go. I don't think we have any storylines at the moment, so we don't need to advance any type of storyline. But that's going to be our final angle on this show. Is this actually the... Hold on a second. Okay, I guess we can't check, but I'm wondering if this is the last, like the go-home tour date. Maybe I can check in the pre-booking. Yes, it actually is. So this is essentially our go-home show for Fighting Spirit. It is the last tour date, which means this episode is probably going to be called Fighting Spirit. Interesting. So we're going to go into the pay-per-view with two pretty big matches. Of course, we have the triple threat match here with Funikoshi, Furusawa, and Suki. We probably want to do something for that match as well. What that'll be, I have no real clue. I think we'll do it. Let's do a Funikoshi match. And what we're going to do is have him... I think we might put him in the technical masterclass. Yeah, let's put him in the technical masterclass and he can take on... Yeah, Sotomura. I think that'd be a pretty good match either way. So we'll give that 15. Funikoshi will win, but what's going to happen is... Well, let's book that first of all. So technical masterclass. Then we want to open match. I think we can call it. Let's also do decisive. And then we want an interference on Funikoshi by Suki. Obviously, Suki is kind of... I would see him as more of a heel within the company, even though we don't have faces and heels. He's more of a... Yeah, more of a heel, that's for sure. And then we have like a guy like Furusawa, who would see as, in my opinion, pretty much our big baby face that we have, apart from Tori and apart from Okamoto as well. Whereas I also see Funikoshi sort of as a heel. He's more of a tweener, I guess you would say. You know, can easily go between face and heel. Similar to maybe Okada in real life. I find that Okada, especially back in the Kenny Omega matches that he had, was quite often the heel or did heelish things as well. Which I think is a pretty cool character trait. You know, where you can bounce back. You could say that maybe Cody does something sort of similar, but then, I mean, he's kind of a babyface at the moment, pretty blatantly. Either way, let's book some more matches. Now, we don't really have a tag team competitor for Miura and Yoshizawa. So I'm thinking we might want to have... I mean, the real question is Shadow Ichimori fit? He's still current... Oh, that's an old injury. Okay, so he's actually fit. So he's back. Alright, what we're going to do, we're going to have a number 1 contenders match. And we're going to go with... who are we going to go with? That's an interesting... Let's go with Kamisaka and Kiyotaka. And they're going to get the victory, become the number 1 contenders. Get a bit of an impromptu sort of title shot. I mean, it's kind of a bit thrown together at the last minute, but we do need a competitor for our tag title belts. Let's go with Shiga. So yeah, number 1 contenders match. I think we want maybe to start the show. Maybe a Furusawa angle by him. Let's do all 3. So Funikoshi and Suki. So they can all essentially be in the ring to start the show off. Yeah, let's actually go entertainment for all 3. I feel like that kind of works. So they're all 3 of them are going to be in the ring, and then after the angle, Furusawa is going to leave for the backstage area, and then Funikoshi's obviously got the match against Sotomura. However, Suki decides to get a chair and to stay at ringside. Up next, we want to go maybe a young Lions match. Let's go with Agata and Kisaka, and they can be joined by stable member Dynamite Narahashi to take on Mitsukuri and Kinoshita. I guess this could be a little bit of a mini storyline / feud with Mitsukuri and Kinoshita and Agata and Kisaka. So in that case, we're already using Furusawa, so it kind of makes sense to put him with, well, his protege, and of course another former Golden Canvas member. Crazy that Furusawa's only 33. That kind of scares me a little bit, just with, you know, how good he actually is. And I think we'll give Furusawa the victory. I mean, that kind of makes sense. He's got 55 popularity, so we don't really want him to be taking a pinfall. And at the same time, I mean, Dynamite Narahashi, not the sort of main guy in the explosive stable. One more thing. Let's have a look at stables. Did I not... I guess I didn't add him in the last episode. So let's modify that. And we need... Where is he? Oh, that's Kisaka. And then we need... Where is he? Agata. And he's also just going to be a member, I think. I was going to put them as lackeys, but I don't really want them to be lackeys, because I do kind of see a pretty bright future. They do have the good chemistry. So yeah, there we go. Explosive. That's storytelling. That's perfect. Let's put that... Yeah, let's put it before that match. I feel like it's not as important as a #1 contenders match. One more thing I want to check. Let's check medical. Okamoto's so close to being back. 5 more days. Ooh, will he be back? Oh, no, he won't. 3 days away. Okay, will he be back? He'll be back for the start of the next tour, possibly. I think he will. Be back for the start of the next tour. I think I got a pretty interesting storyline coming for him as well. Bit of a sort of redemption. Alright, let's go another 6-man, and I think I want to go with Uragataya. And he can team up with... yeah, maybe the champions, Miura and Yoshizawa. And they can take on Team Taku. And we can put... who can we put? Let's go with Takanori Doi. It's really interesting that he's actually got quite a bit of popularity across quite a few regions. I guess that's probably the amount that we've been using him. And of course the tour TV deal that we have. Either way, let's give Yoshizawa the pinfall victory there. I am a big fan of Yoshizawa and Miura. We might make that one steal the show as well. That's a pretty good match on paper. I just realized that I did a storytelling match, and we don't need a storytelling match. Which is pretty much just me going from series to series. Of course, APW is my other series I've got going on at the moment. And in that series, we do indeed need a storytelling match. Anyway, I think that looks pretty good. Although I think we could maybe do with one more match. Now the real question is, what are we going to do for this match? We do have Cobras and Yokikawa and Sen. I guess we should give the Cobras a match as well. And let's have them take on... let's go with Goto and Osaka. Yeah, I think that kind of works. And let's actually... do I want to... yeah, I'm going to give Storm Spillane the victory. And the loser of the match is going to be Naozen Goto. And I think that's going to set up a match between those two for Fighting Spirit. So let's do that. I think we can do it. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. What is our analysis saying? Didn't we make that one a technical masterclass? I guess not. Okay. That was our problem. Alright. And once again, let's just go with a quick tag match on the pre-show. Yokikawa and Sen, and they can take on Diaz and Dreadnought. And we'll give the victory to Sujuru Sen. Pre-show, perfect. Need a road agent. Go with Mokami. Alright, now I think we're good. Alright, we start off with a 44 for the pre-show match, with Yokikawa and Sen defeating James, Diaz, and Dreadnought in 10-17, when Sujuru Sen submitted Dreadnought. Don't really like him submitting him, but anyway. We then start the show off with a 59 for our triple threat main event. for Fighting Spirit. Like I said, Furusawa's out there, says his piece, then leaves. Of course, Funakoshi says his piece as Furusawa's leaving, and then, of course, he stays for his match. And Suki's just there, being a bit of a smart ass, you know, jibing in with some one-liners, and just, you know, being a bit of a dick. Then pulls up a chair and sits at ringside for Funakoshi's next match. The match does pretty well, getting a 60, where we have Funakoshi defeating Roku Sotomura in 15:30 by pinfall with a butterfly backbreaker. And then during the match, we also had Suki run in and attack Funakoshi. Obviously, he was ringside, got into the ring with a steel chair, cracked Funakoshi across the head. Sotomura went for the pin, 1, 2, kick out, and then Funakoshi turns it around and gets the victory for himself. Alright, we then go into our first 6-man tag, getting a 49, which is, you know, it's not too bad, it's pretty respectable, where we have Furusawa and Mitsukuri and Kinoshita defeating Explosive, consisting of Dynamite Narahashi, Agata, and Kisaka. In 11:47, when Mabuchi Furusawa submitted Ginji Kisaka with a Furusawa armbar. Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good match, considering, I mean, 4 out of 6 are essentially young lions, so I'm definitely happy with that. We then go straight into another 49 rated match, this time the number 1 contenders tag team match, where we have Kamisaka and Kiyotaka defeating Cloaked in Shadows in 11:32 when Kamisaka pinned Prowler Igarashi with a stump piledriver. And Igarashi, unfortunately, was really off his game, so a little bit frustrating. Let's also get that one pre-booked in as well. Just going to help me with the booking. We need a tag match as well. So the champions, where am I? Miura and Yoshizawa taking on Kamisaka and Kiyotaka. With the titles on the line, Miura going to get the victory there as well. Alright, pre-booked in for Fighting Spirit. Perfect. Moving on to a 58. Really good match where we have Uragataya and Miura and Yoshizawa defeating Takanori Doi and Team Taku in 12:01 when Yoshizawa pinned Doi with a Yoshizawa bomb. And unfortunately, Doi was really off his game in this one. But still, a 58. That's pretty high. It's pretty up there. Even though, I mean, a lot of the guys in this match are pretty decent apart from Doi. We then go into a 51, where we have the American Cobras defeating Naoze and Goto and Iki Hisaka in 11:38 when Storm Spillane submitted Naoze and Goto with a kneeling Boston Crab. But unfortunately, both Spillane and Osaka really off their games. But once again, we're going to pre-book in another match. Actually, I think we'll leave it for the next show. I don't really want to spoil that one just yet. But at 51, it's not too bad. I mean, Goto's not great in the ring. And of course, Osaka is fairly green. And then, of course, we go into the main event, which does really well, getting a 64. Not the best. Obviously, we'd like to get a 70 or above for our main events, but it's definitely improved from where we were sort of at the start of the series. Anyway, we do have Shining Force defeating Giant Brody and Animal Haka in 1950 when Tanyu Toshisai pinned Animal Haka with a dangerous brain buster. Nice. Just a really nice match. We then go into a 57 with Big Bruiser Finley, of course, coming down to the ring post-match and essentially looks menacing, getting into Bunraku Kentori's face. And of course, they have an intense... They don't come to blows, but they have an intense stare down between each other. And of course, I mean, it's all on the line. Number 1 contenders match at stake for the subsequent pay-per-view after this one. Whoever wins this match. So, Yeah, I mean, Finley wants to win. That's pretty evident. And Bunraku Kantori, well, he's pretty pissed off with everything that's sort of happened recently. Anyway, the overall show rating getting us a 61 and increasing our popularity in the other 7 regions of Japan. Still not good enough to get the increase in Kansai, which is a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, the most important thing is we're using our workers properly. Everybody's wrestling, I would say, up to my standards. Like, I've set pretty high standards on what I want. And so there, Shadow Ichimori fully fit just in time for that match. And yeah, I mean, we are doing well. I think we're personally doing well. And I'm kind of looking forward to this Fighting Spirit pay-per-view. Because we do actually have some really good matches on that card. Alright. What do we want to do next? Now, I wanted to check the pay-per-view when the pay-per-view was, but let's have a quick little look at the size. I mean, we're definitely improving. We are definitely improving. Except for Kansai, of course, but every other region got some solid increases there. Up to 23, up to 24, actually, in these other regions. Well, Chubu, anyway. I'm assuming these 3 here are going to be pretty close. And then we gained 2 points of popularity going from February to March. So, yeah, we're definitely in good shape. We're definitely in good shape going forward. And of course, we want to just try and grow the finances as much as possible while our economy is doing well. Please be psychology. Yes, there we go. Perfect. So Furusawa been passing on tips on using psychology to his protege, Koyo Kinoshita. I mean, Kinoshita might become something pretty special as Furusawa's protege. Furusawa's only 33. How does he already have a protege? I find that a little bit funny, but you know what? I'm definitely not complaining. Alright, perfect. Got a successful rib there. So I'm happy about that. And Nakanishi also seeing the funny side. Alright, let's chuck the pay-per-view onto Shogun TV. Which is actually our small broadcaster, as opposed to our tour broadcaster, which is very small. Whoa! Ooh, is that right? Am I saying that right? What was our... This must be because it's an updated beta version. But we're expecting almost 6,000 fans. Hold on. Show history. Yeah, Tagmania was only 2,300. And Heritage was only 1,800. Look, I'm not going to complain, but that's a pretty big increase. Let's also go generic venue, because I want to capitalize on the extra 1,000. Although, selling out a 5,000-seater would be pretty cool. At this stage. Would be the Osaka Athletics Stadium. Let's stick with a generic. Let's stick with a generic. Yeah. Just in case we do get extra over 5,000. Anyway, that's awesome. That is definitely awesome. And let's add our matches that we already have. I want to give this longer. What's his stamina? 72. I think he can go 25. I need a referee. I don't actually know who our better referee is. I can't remember. Either way, doesn't matter. Let's also add this one in. That one's already 25. Do I want to give that 30? I don't want to go like longer match times. I mean, Suki's definitely got the stamina. I think Funakoshi does as well. Yeah, he's got 96 stamina. Absolute machine. And Furusawa's actually got 89, so let's go for 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a really, really good match. And then finally, we've got our tag team title match as well. Let's get Shiga on that one. There we go. All right. Now, up next, we need to do our Challenger Series title match with Goto taking on Storm Spillane. Now, of course, the American Cobras have decided to use their guaranteed World Tag Team title shot at our season finale, which I think is is it the Lions Raw? I should probably know that. I'm pretty sure it's a Lions Raw. Let's go. Can we go 14? I don't even think we can go 14. 48 stamina. Goto is such a risk. I don't know why. I mean, I know why he's at BCG. I never really liked using him when I was on playing my personal save on 2016. Either way, he is going to get the win here, but I am going to keep Storm strong, so... I'm not going to make it decisive, either. Should I? I'll make it decisive, I guess. He is the champion. But let's keep Storm strong. Alright. Challenger Series on the line. No, let's lower it. Can we go 12? Can't even go 12. Can we go 11, please? So bad, man. So bad. Can only go 10 minutes. Ugh. There's something about that just really irritates me. I don't know why, but it just does. Now, the next match I want to do is another pretty big match, and that is Giant Brody taking on Tanyu Toshisai. So he's got 40 popularity. Brody has only 28. Never mind. He has 39. I was looking at Kisaka. So 39, and what was... I mean, they're pretty close, man. I think I want to have a bit of an upset in this one. And we're going to go with Brody. Brody to get the victory. And that's definitely going to elevate him to a #1 contender status for the Challenger Series title. I also hope we can do a 16-minute match between these two. We can. Okay, that's perfect. Alright, we also need a technical masterclass. So let's exclude booked. Now, Sotomura, obviously, kind of the technical GOAT for us. I mean, he doesn't really have much else apart from technical. What about a Coma? Yeah, let's go Blaster Coma. It's not great, it's only 58 technical. But I think a Coma taken on Sotomura. Technical Masterclass, we'll give it 15. And Blast, obviously, to get the victory as well. More or less, just to give Blaster Coma a match. I guess we could also do maybe like an interference from someone, maybe Dynamite Narahashi. Just to, you know, continue everything. I kind of want to make this the Steal the Show match as well. Because I really like this match. Like, I really, really like it. Okay. So, if we're stealing the show, can we do 14? Okay, perfect. We'll lower it a bit, because they're going to have to go all out to get a great performance. With that said, I might put that in the middle as well. Alright, so our referee's having too much to do. I don't know why. I mean, he's not really... Guess we'll just go Nakanishi there. Does he still have too much to do? Oh, man. Alright, there we go. Now that's pretty much the show. I mean, we can do some pre-show matches for the Young Lions. But, I mean, I honestly like that card. I really like it. Yeah, I think we're going to go with that. Anyway, let's do some angles. So let's do... This one's pretty easy. So Funakoshi and Bunraku Tori. I mean, it's your typical Japanese... Typical Japanese sort of post-title match confrontation by the new #1 contender, being Tori. Funakoshi obviously celebrating his victory. Says that he's the greatest, that ever lived in BCG. And, he's carrying the company forward. And then Tori will come out. Apart from that, what else do we want to do? Kind of want to do like a giant Brody angle. I do see Brody as a fairly big star in the future. Not right now. But he probably will get his hands on the Challengers Series title at some stage. And then finally, I might just do another angle for Blaster Coma. And he's going to be talking a bit of strategy with Dynamite Narahashi to sort of kick off the show. And I guess we can put... no. I was going to say we'll put the other boys there, but if we use them in that angle, we probably won't be able to use them on the pre-show. Yeah, I think that looks really good. I really like that pay-per-view, man. That looks, to me, like it's going to rate really well. Alright, let's do the pre-show. Like I said, we want Dynamite Narahashi, and we want Agata and Kisaka, and they can take on Cloaked in Shadows, and they can be partnered by... Yeah, we'll go Yuta Asono. I do want to push Asono, but at the moment I'm kind of pushing these two guys as they're actually involved in a stable. Going forward, we are going to have Asono, and he's going to be a part of somebody else's stable. Somebody that's not wrestling tonight. Let's just say that. I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler there. Let you try and think and work out what it is I'm exactly talking about, or who I'm talking about. If you think you know, leave a comment down in the description below. Getting tongue-tied. Alright, so I think we'll just give Dynamite Narahashi the victory there. It's kind of the only established guy in the match. That bad boy's going on the pre-show. So again, we need a road agent. We won't go with that road agent. Can Shiga do it? Okay, they both cannot do it. Oh, it's a referee. Never mind. There we go. Okay. Then I guess let's do a 4. 4-on-4. And I pretty much just want to use whoever else is left. So Haka and Stallion can be together. And they can be partnered by Dreadnought and Diaz. And I guess they can take on... Let's go with Team Taku. And they can be partnered by... Kubo, and where is he? Emoto. I think I want to put Kubo and Emoto together. So I might do that on the next episode. As far as the winners go, I think we're going to go with Yoshinaka Taku. I just like Yoshinaka Taku that little bit more than I like Animal Haka. Yep, so that's perfect. Get that one booked in there as well. We need another road agent. Go with Shiga. Nakanishi, referee. I think we want that one to go first, yeah. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's run the show. I'm definitely happy with that. And we start off with a 47 for our first pre-show match, where we have Kubo, Emoto, and Team Taku defeating Dreadnought, James Diaz, and the Wild Animals in 9:59 when Yoshinaka Taku pinned Dreadnought with a full Nelson bomb. Yeah, just a pretty good match. Dreadnought, unfortunately, off his game. But apart from that, I mean, everybody else performed pretty well. We only got 4,600. That must be the generic venue. I kind of regret doing it now. I kind of wish I just did the stadium. Anyway, that's a lot higher than the last one. Even still, our gate receipts are going to be through the roof. I thought this match would do better. Okay, only getting a 41 for our second pre-show, where we have Explosive defeating Yuta Osono and Cloaked in Shadows in 11:53 when Dynamite Narahashi pinned Shadow Ichimori with a Narahashi cutter. And yeah, Dynamite Narahashi head and shoulders above everybody else, getting a 48 in-ring. Osono with a 37. Kasaka also up there as well with a 35. So these two guys, Kasaka and Osono, I might put them in a singles match on the next tour as well, just to see how they do. Anyway, moving on to the start of the show, where we get a 49 for Blaster Coma, talking a bit of strategy with Dynamite Narahashi, and of course we all know what's going to happen in his next match. Does pretty well, getting a 55, where we have Blaster Coma defeating Roku Sotomura in 14:31 by pinfall with a Northern Lights bomb. During the match, we also had Dynamite Narahashi run in and attack Sotomura. Yeah, just a really good match. Probably should have given it a bit longer. Maybe 18 minutes might have been a bit better. We then go into the tag titles match, getting a 58, which I think is close to what I could sort of expect. Was hoping maybe just for a 60. 60 and above for my title matches. Well, the tag titles and the world title. Challenger Series I know is going to be a little bit lower than that. But yeah, we got Miura and Yoshizawa defeating Kamisaka and Kiyotaka in 1941 when Noritoshi Miura pinned Katanamaru Kamisaka with the end of the world. And we have Miura and Yoshizawa making defense number 4 of their BCG World Tag Team titles. Really good stuff. I mean, Kamisaka getting the same in-ring performance there as Yoshizawa. That is unexpected. And yeah, I mean, I didn't expect him to... He's really good. Kamisaka is really good. Yeah, full credit to him. Probably not ready for a singles push, but, you know, he's kind of in the back of my mind a little bit. Definitely in the back of my mind. And that's, I mean, their recent performances is kind of the reason why they're actually in this match. Moving on. We go into a 46 for Giant Brody. Not too bad. Menasango only 4 minutes. But that is, you know, leading into his match, which does really well. I thought this match would do well. 61. And of course, we have Giant Brody picking up the biggest win of his career so far, pinning Tanyu Toshisai in 14:11 by pinfall with a single-handed chokeslam. Obviously, Brody visibly tiring towards the end of the match. It was all out. 14 minutes all out for a 6'9" Giant Brody. That's a bit of an ask, but he performed well. He performed well. And big victory there. Like I said, he's next in line for Naozen Goto's Challenger Series title. We then go into that match, the Challenger Series title, getting a 49. Like I said, I knew it wasn't going to be too great, but we do have Naozen Goto defeating Storm Spillane in 10:04 by pinfall with a Goto slam. And of course, Naozen Goto making defense number 4 of his BCG Challenger Series title. Unfortunately, Storm was really off his game as well. Whoa, okay. A 79. I knew this match was going to do well. I was looking forward to it. And we have Bunrakuken Tori defeating Big Bruiser Finlay in 24:41 by pinfall with a spinning forearm smash. 79. That's our best match, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah, our new #1 contender is going to be Bunraku Tori going forward as well, because this was the world title #1 contenders match. But we do have the main event as well, still to come. Doesn't do as well. Only gets a 75. Which is, actually, that's really interesting that performed worse. Because there's better in-ring performances. And as you can see, it also said it deserved better color commentary. Very interesting. Maybe it was a little bit too long. That's the only thing I can sort of think of. Either way, we have Funakoshi defeating Mabuchi Furusawa and Suki in 29:56 when Funakoshi pinned Suki with a butterfly backbreaker, and Funakoshi also making defense number 4 of his BCG world title. Yeah, Funakoshi with an 81 and Furusawa with an 80 in-ring performance. Obviously, Suki a little bit lower due to his popularity, but I mean, still, a 75 is very, very good. But I knew that Bunraku Tori Finley match was going to do well, and a 79 definitely paid off. And of course, we have the final angle, which gets a 68, and we have Funakoshi being interrupted during his sort of victory speech, we'll call it, a victory speech, where he says that he's the best in BCG. And of course, Bunraku Tori says, well, tonight, my match, my victory, was the best on the card. And the fans, the fans go crazy. It's Bunraku Tori. And yeah, I mean, Funakoshi is left with a bit of a sour taste in his mouth, despite picking up a massive victory for himself as well. Alright, overall show rating much better, getting a 71 this time. Obviously, we can't be putting on these matches on the tour shows. It just doesn't really make sense. And as you can see, we actually got the popularity increase for Kansai, which is what we're going to sort of expect from our pay-per-views. Whereas the tour shows, while they're still in Kansai, they're more going to be used to probably build up the popularity in the other regions, because they're going to be lower rated shows, essentially. Anyway, that's really good. I'm really, really happy with that. What I want to do now is we're going to praise a few people. Now, Shadow, where is he? Down here somewhere. Shadow needs to be praised. I think Animal Harker needs to be praised as well. And maybe Big Bruiser Finley. I mean, he deserves praise anyway for his performance. So, we'll just do that. I want to try and work on those sort of morale issues we have at the moment as well. Due to all those ridiculous injuries we, sustained pretty early on in the series. Alrighty. I mean, the finances definitely went up there. I mean, yeah, the ticket sales have greatly eclipsed where we were last month. And we actually got some broadcast revenue. Oh, it's a miracle. It is a miracle. We got $969. Wicked. Alright, let's have a look at this. Wait, what? Hello? Why? Why has he handed in his notice? Dynamite Narahashi handing in his notice and will be leaving BCG. He has decided that it's time to move on from BCG. He now has 28 days remaining with the company. Oh, that sucks. That's so frustrating. Why would he do that? I just put him into like one of my main stables. And like his stable storyline is going to go forward. Well, it was going to go forward. Oh, that's really interesting. We've got 1 month essentially to figure that situation out. But pretty cool to see we got a 0.05 TV rating for Shogun. Almost 42,000 viewers, so that's pretty cool. I'm definitely happy with that. Yeah, I mean, I mean, was his contract running out? Was it about to start running out? That's so strange, man. That's so strange. We actually have the Grand Prix tour starting in the next episode, so that's something to look forward to, guys. Make sure you tune in for that. I'll probably make a graphic as well, outlining the Group A and Group B, because we are going to do... It's essentially going to be the G1. And of course, it's going to be our Grand Prix. The Yoshifuse Maeda Grand Prix. And I'm looking forward to booking it. Obviously, Bunraku Gintori does have a title shot, but the winner of the Grand Prix will go on to Lions Raw, which I was correct about, being our season finale. Down here. And of course, on that show, the American Cobras will take on whoever is the tag team champions. I don't want to give too much away. Could possibly still be Yoshizawa and Miura. But we won't know until it occurs. Either way, hope you enjoyed today's episode, guys. I think we booked a really, really good pay-per-view. So if you could smash the like button if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it. It does help the video out, allows more people to see it, just, helps the algorithm, whatever YouTube algorithm actually is. I don't think anyone knows. But yeah, apart from that, make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't already. I'm sick of talking. I'm going to go. As always, take it easy, and goodbye.